Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a braided Ghana weaving for your wigs. Like when you want to make a wig that has braids on it, how you're going to start up with the braids on the Ghana weaving, then you want to like go in with a sewing or glue or whatsoever you want to do. So as you can see, it's pretty much very okay. And like I started with the smaller beginning, like the thin beginning, and then the normal or medium size middle. And what I'm going to be using as my hold is a thread. It's the tiniest thread, the normal threads you guys know of. I got this from a local beauty supply store. You can get it from Walmart, you can get it from Amazon, but I bought it from a beauty supply store close to me here. And then I sectioned this into 4 parts. Like I put them together into 4 parts to make it thicker, because this is extremely very tiny. So you put them into 4 parts because you need the end of your hair to be very tiny. Like it should really be like it's not obvious you not using your hair. So I sectioned them into 4 parts, put them together neatly and to the length of my chair. So this is where I put them. I roll them together at that side to tighten them, and at the other end, as you can see there. So that's what I did. And now I'm using this normal braided hair, pre-stretched hair. I also got this from my local beauty supply store close to me. It's a cheap hair though, like $1. Yeah. So, and the color I'm going to be using is 1B and 20 length, 20 inch. Sorry, the inch is going to be 20. Now I'll start up with that amount of hair, that tiny amount of hair. Now I'm going to make sure the thread it's in between my hair, the 2 extra hair I put there, and I'm going to make sure it's clean so I'll be able to divide it into 3 sections neatly. Now I'm dividing it into 3 sections. That's the first part. Make sure it's clean and free from extra hairs flying out, and then those are the 3 section parts already. So I'm going in with the braids. Now you're going to braid it tightly, patiently for new beginners. Patiently, and then you braid it up to 4 times. Now this is the first part of the hair. I'm going to add it. So guys, I'm going to show you how many parts and how thick I did them. So this is the second part, which is also the same size with the first one I added. Now the third part is going to be thicker a bit than the first 2 I added. Now the fourth part is going to be thicker than the three first hair I added. Now put it, round it, and use your middle finger to hold it down and braid it once. Now add the 5th part, hold it with your 2 last fingers, secure it with your thumb and take it round and use your middle finger to hold it down, then braid down. Then that's the 6th, and now the 7th. Now you see how clean it is, like tightly and well secured. Now you do the last part, the hair. That's the last part. Then braid it down this time. So guys, that's how you keep doing. You braid it down tightly because you don't want to do a loose type of braid, because you know you're gonna be sewing it in or gluing it to your wig cap. So it has to be a tight braid. So guys, there are 2 types of braids, the tight braid and the loose braids. So now I'm going in with the second part. That's the second hair to show you guys. Now the same amount of hair I did. Now take it in between the thread. The thread has to be in between the hairs. Section it into 2, right? And then make sure every part is clear from extra flying hair. Now section it into two parts. The first part, I'm going to be showing you guys two ways of doing this braids. So this is the first part. So you section it into three. Now you see it's 1, 2, 3, right? Now you take the last one, put it in between your fingers, take it to the end, use your middle finger and your two other fingers to hold it, and then keep braiding. That part has to be really tight so it won't end up getting loosed or like being messy at the end of the whole hair. So guys, you just keep doing it, and then you're going to add the first part after you braid it 4 times. Okay, now this is the first part. Put it in between your last hand, use your thumb to secure the hair, then use your middle finger to hold it down at the last part. Now we're going to be going in with the second part. You put it the same size as the first one, you do it the same way you did the first one, and then you put in the third one. You see the third one is thicker a bit, just a little bit thicker than the first two parts I did for the Ghana weaving, right? So if you've done this before, you should know how to do the Ghana weaving. Like, you should know that, okay, the two first parts has to be really tiny, then the third part. Now the fourth part, guys, you see it's a bit thicker than the first three. Like, it has to be thicker, like small, then big a bit, then bigger. And you see, now I'm going to put it in between my two last fingers, use my thumb to secure it, and then use my middle finger to hold it, and then you just braid down just to hold that extra hair you added. Now the same thing goes with this. You see it's thicker, use my last hand, my thumb, my middle finger, and then braid down. Okay, it's that easy, guys. Now you see it's like as if it's a real hair. You see everything is equal and nice. It has the tiny beginning. So guys, I do the same for the fifth one, braid down. Then the sixth one, you do it the same. Don't worry guys, I'm going to show you guys carefully how to do it. I just started the video, so you'd see how I did it in a detailed form. Okay, so I'm going to be doing two types of this hair. How to start with just the two section part, then you have to divide it by yourself when the hair is in between the thread, and then the other parts would be sectioning the hair into three outside the thread. Like, you don't have to put it on the thread, then you section it in between, and then you braid just like that. I think that should be pretty much easier for people or beginners, most especially. If you really don't know how to braid this kind of beginning, then you should know how to do the other one. So guys, now I'm braiding it downwards, like I'm just continuing and finishing up. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to add at the last part. So that's the ending. You just, if you want your hair to be longer, because I wanted this hair to be longer than just longer though, it shouldn't be like my normal bra length, so I added extra 1 to it. That made it 9 added hairs. Okay, so you just braid it down. There's no special or different or skills to braiding hair. This is exactly how to braid hair. At the beginning I used 4. I started with 4 braided hair. You can make it 5, 6, 7 or 8, whatever you want. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, please, to just follow me up and hit the notification bell. So guys, right now that part is thin, right? So I am going to add it to make it look okay, because if you keep braiding it's going to be bad. So I added extra hair from the middle hair I have. Okay, the middle hair was a bit thicker, so you can get or borrow a hair from that part of the hair, from the middle one. So guys, you see I braided it and they are all okay. But if you didn't add any hair, your braids will be looking really bad. It will be looking rough and untidy. It will be looking so poor. So whenever your braids are getting thin, like one side is getting thin, you're gonna have to add it from the biggest one. Okay, you borrow a hair from the biggest one and then add it to that one. Now, as you can see, guys, it's finished, and I love making my ends really tiny. I don't care how long it takes me to do it, but I always want my ends to be really tiny. So now I'm going to be going in again for the last time, so you guys would see and understand it. Okay, so that's the same particular little tiny extra hair. You take it, add it, and then braid. Make sure it's clean, okay? Smoothing it. There's no crime in doing that because you want a clean job. Now divide it or section it into 3 parts. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now you start braiding, okay? Just patiently do it. Nobody's going to bite you. It's going to be your hair. You braid 1, 2. Make sure it's okay, and 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. Then add the first one. Secure it down with your ring and your pinky fingers. Then hold it with your thumb, and then hold it down with your middle fingers. Just do that the same way at the second one. Secure it with your ring and your pinky, then your thumb and your middle fingers. Braid it down. Then the fourth one, secure it, hold it down, braid. The fifth one, secure it, hold it, put it down, braid. The same thing, secure it, your thumb, hold it, round it, then hold it with your middle finger, and then braid it down. Then this other one, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Guys, it's just that easy. Okay, it might be tough at the beginning, but guess what? If you keep doing this, like before you do like 3 hairs, you just get used to it. Like it will be so pam pam pam, and you're almost done with the amount of hair you want to braid down. Okay, so you just keep doing this. Please, guys, as I was saying, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and give this video a big thumbs up. So I'm going to be braiding the hair down, 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 like you're seeing. And that's what practically we're going to be doing. So this is the second way or style of making this braided Ghana weaving. Now the first part was to put the hair on top of the thread, and like the thread being in between the hair. This time we're going to section the hair into 2 parts, divide it equally into 2 parts. Now put the hair together across each other. Put them across each other, like entangle them. Yes, like you're seeing like that. Now cross them together. Take the one on top, put it with the one downwards, and that's one. That's going to stand as one hair, and then the other hair, the other extra hair will stand alone, just to have 3 angles. Okay, just to make it 3 angles or 3 hands. Okay, so now you see there are 1, 2, and 3. Now just put the other hand or the other side of the hair around the thread, and then you can start braiding from there. This style is practically secured, because even if you make a mistake, like what I'm going to do right now, like you can equally just drag the hair. You drag the hair, but you make sure you hold this hair really tight. If not, you see the way it popped up, it will pop up. But it's actually very good because you can equally just drag the hair and it comes back to you. Okay, so I'm braiding it right now. 3, 4, 5, then add the first one. So you braid it 5 times. Remember the other one I braided it 4 times, and this time I braided it 5 times. Okay, so you can braid it, like I said, you can make your beginning as thin as you want and start up with like 4, 5, 6, 7, but the least you can go is 7 because you don't want it to be really tiny and looking very fragile. So I'll be adding the third one. Pin it with your thumb, use your middle finger to secure it down. Now you see it's nice. It's still almost like, in fact, it's the same way I did the first one, but you just have to be patient to do all these braids. It's just like that, you know. Patience is practically everything though, so when you're patient you can do everything. I guess. So that's the 5th, and we're going with the 6th one. Guys, are you noticing something? That from the beginning, like I told you, the first part of the hair, first and second part of the hair are always tiny, okay? They are always little. So you have this sharp end, then sharp beginning, and broad, you know, and broad end. So that's why we start with a very tiny one. But for like all those bigger braids, you can actually start from, basically you just need to have a sharp beginning, okay, like a pointy beginning, so it would be really nice. That's just why we use the tiny ones first. So guys, at the end of it, you see how it came out. It came out pretty well, and if this was on a wig cap, it will really come out aligned. Everything will be really aligned, and you wouldn't even see any mistake, or you wouldn't even notice it's not the person's hair. So guys, don't forget the do's and don'ts of this hair. Always make sure it's equal. The beginning is tiny, and then the end part should be always equal too. Maybe on the video, if you want me to, you could just leave a comment down below to tell me if you want me to show you how to do a penciled, like a really tiny and neat ending. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you. I love you all. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.